Um, Coach, again, a kind of rocky first period, but man, after that, it was locked down until the last half of it.
Yeah, we made it interesting. This team's found a way to make a lot of things interesting this year, and age me in the process. But we found a way. It's a resilient group of kids, and it was an ugly first period again, and in a great second, and thought we were going to pull away there, and we gave them a couple goals there with the shorty and the one at the end there. But a tremendous feat, to break our win record, and with 2 left to play still. Really proud of these guys.
And of course, no posting tournament. Yeah, a lot to hang your hat on. New record, 23 wins. You send your seniors out probably the best way you can.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, Chambers had a goal, Kopp had 2, O had a goal, so the seniors really carried us tonight. Silly had 3 points, tied the program record for points tonight. We put him and Kopp out to try and get the record breaker, and it just didn't work. But hopefully he'll get it next weekend. So the seniors carried us tonight and got us a big win. And winning 23 games in college hockey is hard to do. It's really hard to do, and again, just to be redundant, I'm really proud of the group.
What were the emotions of senior night tonight?
It's so different now in college athletics because you're used to having a class of 4-year guys to celebrate, and tonight we have 3 4-year guys, we have a 3-year guy, we have a couple 2-year guys, and 3 1-year guys, and so you just have to really convey to these guys that they all mean so much to us. But the 3 that have been here for 4 years, they've seen it all. I mean, we had an entire season on the road for COVID in the Big Ten. Their freshman year, they were part of the last season at Oceanside, and then they opened this building last year, and then tonight they got us a program record, win total. And so we challenge every kid that puts on a jersey to leave the program better than they found it. And every single one of those guys has definitely done that.
Go ahead. You put TJ back out there tonight. A little rocky to start, but when he probably wants back for the 5-1, and man, he looked good.
Yeah, he was tremendous. I mean, he made some monster saves, and I mean that wasn't it went through his 5-hole, but the turnover was a lot worse, and that led to it. And the 3 goals that they scored were just blatant turnovers by the guys in front of him. I was really happy with his effort. He kicked hard and made some big saves, and it could have been a different outcome had he not been sharp. He made some really big saves.
You've played the toughest schedule of all the independent teams.
Yeah.
How difficult, though, is scheduling when you're trying to get that dialed in exactly right, and the margin is so small?
It's hard, it's certainly no offense to any of the other independent teams because they're all great programs, but when you're independent and you have no choice but the last month and a half of the season to play the other independents, and we just can't gain the traction we need in the pairwise rankings doing that. A good example is 2 weeks ago, Colorado College was behind us in the pairwise. They host North Dakota. They sweep them at home. They jumped to 11 from 18 to 11 in 1 week. We just haven't had, that's what's going to be nice about being a conference, right? When you're in a league, you're always in the fight. You're always able to have light at the end of the tunnel, no matter where you're at. And we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a really, really welcome change for our program. But the focus right now is on these seniors and ending an independent era with a program best season. Tournament be damned. This has been a hell of a year for these guys.
What does that feel like, though, when you almost have to win as many games as any team in the country, given what you're...
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, we won 21 games in 18-19 and got in. We won 22 games the following year, and we're going to get in, and then COVID canceled it. Then we win 23. We could end up winning 25 and not get in. It's just the way it's worked. I think college hockey is so competitive, top to bottom. 60 through 1, it's so competitive. And this year there's just so many good teams. Michigan State's back, Wisconsin's back, Minnesota's back, BC and BU are back. So some teams that when we made it were kind of down and in and out of the tournament. I think North Dakota missed it 1 year, we made it. So, and they're all back. They're all really good, and they're all in. So it's just it's a tight field. 16 teams make it, and with the auto bids, really only 14 at larges. So it's just tough. It's tough to do. I think it speaks volumes of the fact that we have made it before, and we're the only independent program to have made it in 30 years. We did it twice, and this year we certainly think we're good enough to be there, but it is what it is.
And you scheduled, I mean, Merrimack ended up not being as good as you probably expected. Were there others that go into
Well,
that?
yeah, I mean, Merrimack was a top 15 team when we played them, and they've had some big injuries all year. So that sweep you thought would be the gift that keeps on giving, and it just hasn't. Northern Michigan was favored to win their league, and they're just now coming on strong. So we scheduled what we thought was a really tough schedule, with like we always try to do, and it's not completely predictable, but you look at all the teams that we've played that are in front of us in the pairwise, we've beaten every one. We've beaten every one of them. So we've won 2 championships mid-season. We won Lake Placid. We won the Desert Classic. We've done everything we should do, and we're supposed to do. These guys have taken care of business. Sometimes the cards don't go your way, and we have 2 left. You never know what will happen, but we're just focused on continuing to win games.
You just said it feels like this could almost, storybook the end to the year. However, you've got 2 more. You get to go to Alaska again. How do you still just keep focused?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about just stacking to that win total, right? You win 25 games, that could stand for a long time, especially going into a really tough league. So just, go up there, have a great time. These guys, it's the last time they're going to throw the jersey on together, and I know they'll empty the tanks up there.
If first week of the season, somebody had said you're going to win 23, maybe 24, 25.
Yeah.
Would you have said, oh, that's a great
I would have
result?
thought we'd be a lock. Yeah, I would have thought we'd be a lock. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to do. There's probably 4 teams with more win totals in the country, and it's not like we don't have quality wins. We've let a little too many games go into overtime. You don't get the credit you get for regulation wins, but we've played the schedule in front of us. We've won a lot of games. We win in overtime. We've gone to 6 shootouts. We've won all those. In the NHL, we'd have 29 wins right now. So this team just has resiliency and character, and they dig deep and they find ways to win, and that's all you can ask as a coach.
I know you have more games left, but for fans who are paying attention and want to get a barometer of what to expect moving forward as you guys move into an ultra tough conference, where would you say the program is at, and what is possible in the next?
Well, I think everything's possible with Mullet and the staff we have and the way that they're recruiting. We have probably the best 2 recruiters in the country, and they're recruiting lights out right now. In hockey, the nature of our business, you don't really get recruiting classes. They're committed out for 2-3 years. So we're excited about what we're bringing in next year. After that, our fans are going to start seeing some really, really high-end, top pick type talent come in. And it's what takes shape. We're in a league now. Kids want to play in the league. We're in the building. So the trajectory, that's what I'm most proud about this team. Again, I want the focus to stay on them. And this year, this team has put our program back on a really, really positive trajectory. And so I think there's so much for our fans and everybody to be very excited about.
Do you think the success you've had this season can kind of help propel you into the challenge that the NCHC presents?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think we're 1 game over 500 in that league in the last 2 years. So we have been very competitive against that league, and it's going to be a lot different when you face it every weekend. It's the SEC of college hockey, and 5 of the last 7 national championships. But we know what it takes. We beat North Dakota last year. We swept CC last year. We went up there, tied them, and beat them this year. We beat Denver this year. So beat Omaha home in the Desert Classic. So we're excited for the challenge. It's going to be a challenge, but we're excited for it. We're ready to take it on.
The senior class as a whole, just your final remarks. The senior class as a whole, your final remarks is what they've meant for the team.
It's just, again, like everything, it's top to bottom. I talked about the guys that have been here 4 years. And then even the guys that were just here 1 year, like Tyler Gratton and Brian Chambers, Brandon Tabakin, Alex Young, just unbelievable kids. This year was not only like a year that really put us on that trajectory that I was talking about, but it was a really good culture rebuild. Great group of kids, all bought in. They play for each other, and again, that's what we're trying to build here, and they did a hell of a job.
I'm sure bittersweet probably in a way. You get the win, but it's an end of an era for you guys in Central Hockey in that moment.
Yeah, it was emotional. It was definitely special to beat the record tonight, and it was a great effort from this group of guys for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it's emotional. I've played 4 years here, but to go out like that in front of all the fans here, it was awesome. That was fun to do.
Game started similar to last night. It was kind of a rocky first period, and then like last night, the second period, you guys dialed it.
We've sort of been taking our first period as our warm up, and it's probably got to stop because we're coming out slow. We've been lucky we're good enough where we can hang around teams in the first period, but we come out slow every time we start, and we got to fix it.
It's been like that all year, but we've gotten away with it. But we're gonna work on fixing it for next week.
What's it been like when you don't really have a lot of margin for error? I mean, 23 wins, only several teams in the country have done that, and yet you guys are still kind of like not able to move up as you would like in pairwise. What's that like?
Can't really think about it. I mean, obviously we want to be higher. We want to be hopefully going to the tournament, but for 23 wins, we're pretty much doing everything we can in our power to do that. And I mean, if you count those 7 shootout wins that we have too, I mean, add on to that, we have 31 wins, or 30 wins, I don't know, sorry. But yeah.
Coach kind of talked about how this year has been a rebuilding the culture. It's, put you guys on a trajectory for really success in the future. Kopperud, you've been here all 4 years. Can you compare this to some of the season you've seen in the past and what's just different?
Can't really compare it. I mean, I think this team is the closest team I've probably been on in my whole life. We're best friends on and off the ice. There's no cliques. There's no little groups. Everybody's friends, and I think that just bonds us. Like every time we're down in the first period, it's like whatever. Okay, we'll go out and we'll come back. That's how we think as a group, and it's just how we are.
What has led to that? The coaching, just the personnel and the people, your teammates, or what's been the driving factor?
I mean, we brought in great transfers. We didn't have one transfer that no one didn't like or no one didn't get along with. I think they came in and they did exactly what they wanted to do, and it's helped us immensely.
Yeah, I mean, we had a game plan all year, play hard, fast. We have a great, talented group of guys, and every time we hit the ice, we had a chance to win. I mean, we really haven't been out of any game this year. I think we've lost by like 3 at the most with like empty netters at the end, but yeah, we've had a game plan. We stuck to it all year.
Matthew, what do you think your biggest area of growth has been just being with this program for so long? What have you learned about yourself and this program?
I think just as a person, I think I've just grown off the ice, and that's helped me on the ice. I think I've just grown up. I've learned when to do stuff, when not to do stuff. I've matured over 4 years, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Anything in particular that you guys will remember from tonight before the game, or?
I mean, we have the most wins in program history, so I mean, we'll probably stick with that for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I would agree.
What does the future look for you guys?
That,
I know, it's just a loaded question.
yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, we both love the game. We're trying to still play as long as we can.